What's up, you dirt bags? A huge episode coming live here in studio. We've got a couple drinks flowing. Luke, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. Just launched our episode Dirt Bags Before Dark, and honestly, that was a little different. We were doing it at noon on a Thursday, and so it was a little different getting in the vibe of things, but it is dark, it is night, and I mean, we're on our worst behavior.
I saw a glass of whiskey there. Did you find an NA whiskey, or are you back in action? No.
I found it's a spiritless bourbon actually. And I smoked it. I threw bitters in. I did as much as I could. It's like a 2.8 out of 10. I mean, it's just too sweet. And I realized the burn comes from the alcohol, and that's what I like. So it's a little tougher, but I got a backup here for when we dive into the conversation. Deschutes Brewery Black Butte Porter. So another NA, and we're gonna keep it rolling.
I love how those cans are so like pronounced non-alcoholic. Like the half fucking can said that.
You got to do it. But Luke, the real reason we are here is because we have a massive episode. We've got the COO of Snow, Mr. Glacier Snow Management. He's on Instagram. He's on Snapchat. Jeremy Lindstrom. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. How about you guys?
Jeremy, what's up, man? From the hometown. I love it. I think this is our first podcast to where somebody's been like in a hometown of one or the other. So that's super fun.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I mean, this is like just a big local podcast right now.
Yeah, it is. We every time we go out and push, Jeremy's always like, Luke, when you get me on your podcast, hey, when we do that, we should record when we're out hauling snow, because they do like a really big group chat, and the group chat's fucking hilarious because everybody's just making fun of each other all the time or talking about each other's girlfriends. And I'm like, I don't know if we could air some of that.
No, I don't. None of that would air. I don't think.
It makes the night go a lot faster, though. That's for sure.
Keeps you awake after dark, probably.
Yeah, the two big after dark.
I mean, our podcast gets pretty greasy. So when Luke told me that we probably couldn't have that on, I know it's got to be out there.
It's a good one. But yeah, I don't know if we should air that one. But back to business. Jeremy, thank you for the time. We know you were just at an expo, weren't you? In the cities?
No, I brought our pickup down for the Northern Green Expo. I'm actually going down there tomorrow for the shows. I think it starts tomorrow and Thursday. So I'm gonna go down tomorrow and check that out and just kill a couple of days. No snow in the forecast. So
heck yeah. Are you like in it? Do you help? Like, is it through Iron Valley, or do you help one of the exhibitors down there?
Iron Valley, yeah. Patrick there, he just wants to use my truck, and he's a good guy, and we've done some business with him, so we just kind of help him out if he needs help, and he helps me out. So
absolutely,
he sells Arctics and all this stuff. So
absolutely love that. So gonna just kind of dive into it right away. Jeremy, I don't think we've ever told you like how many people have been like, we need Jeremy Lindstrom on the podcast, get Glacier on there. We want to know more. And I feel like a lot of the people that listen to the podcast also do snow in the winters, and they probably follow you guys on Instagram or TikTok. So you have a huge presence, and that's why I think it's going to be a really fun conversation, and hopefully somebody can, or more than somebody can, take away more info from this as well.
Yeah. And for everyone listening, I mean, we were trying our best to get Jeremy on. He's a tough negotiator, so we had to bump up our rates a little bit and get him on here. So we made it happen though.
Yeah, we made it happen. Couple Western hats and the deal was done.
Yeah, see, got her on today. I got James mugging I'm like, geez, supporting all the boys.
I love it. Speaking of James, he's got a package coming my way. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge later. Jeremy, okay, so give us a little background to when you started at Glacier and what you kind of started doing.
Well, I ran a snow company before Glacier, and a smaller snow company. I ran that for a guy for, I don't know, maybe 7 years. And I always talked to Don. I'm like, hey, if you got a full-time, you want me to come over, I'll come over. So one day, I don't know, that's probably been about 15 years ago now or so, I came over, and he's like, called me up one day and goes, hey, you want to come? I'm like, yep, I'll start tomorrow. Let's go. So pretty much joined Don in Glacier, and he was, we were quite a bit smaller back then. I mean, I don't even remember how many loaders. I mean, we got quite a few, but not like we are today. So from there on, we just kind of started growing, and I don't know, just took the bull by our horns and took off.
What made you jump that fast? Like just a simple phone call. Hey, Jeremy, I got a spot. You coming?
But
Yep.
I've known Don. I knew Don for a few years, and I've seen what they do, and I don't know. I just kind of wanted to change, and I had I had a full-time job, and I did snow on the side, so I just want to do snow full time for the most part, honestly. So, so I like it. While you do snow, Luke, it's a different breed that does snow. So
I'm lucky. I get to sub with you guys. You guys get to do all the hard work. You just tell me when to go. It's like telling me how high to jump, and we jump. So you guys make it easy.
Yeah. Well, we try to make it easy for the subs. I mean, that's how we get good subs like yourself.
How do you, like in the early days, how did you find subs? Because that's kind of an unorthodox way, I feel like, to where everybody, I'm not going to say you're old, but you're older than I am, to where everybody could do it better themselves, or I can do that myself, or, that type of mentality.
I don't know, for the most part, we just put the word out if anybody wants to sub on. Guys, for the most part, they don't want to, they don't have the time to go find contracts, and or they don't want to have, they just want, like you just said, simple. They want it simple. We will call you. All you have to do is wait for my phone call. You go push snow, you get done, you get paid. You don't have to deal with, you don't have to deal with the customers, really, for the most part. You don't have to wait to get payment. You just do your job and you get paid.
Yeah.
To me, I always say I think our subs got it pretty good. Obviously I'm biased, but I mean, it's for the most part, you guys don't have too many struggles. It's just wait for us to call, push the snow, and get paid. And you do a good job, and that's all there is to it.
You do a good job, and we'll call you back the next year. If you don't, take the hint.
Yeah.
Right.
And Jeremy, how do you control quality then when you're dealing with so many subs? I mean, is it pretty obvious that if they're not doing their job, do you notice that?
Yeah, definitely. We'll go and I mean, obviously Luke's been to our meeting. We'll have a meeting at the contract. We'll tell them what we expect out of them. I mean, we're pretty particular. I mean, there's no, we don't want any tailings left on a lot. We want a lot to be as bare as possible, as clean as possible. You get paid by hours, so like spend as much time as you need. We're not gonna rush you along. I mean, obviously some mornings we'll say, let's go, we got to get stuff done, and then we go at the next night and we'll detail everything. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, take your time, do a good job. We want a lot spick and span. We don't want any tailings. I mean, for the most part, we don't have problems with our subs. Our subs buy into what we're, telling them what we want done, because honestly, they're getting paid. So
rounded corners. Every time I go to a lot, it's rounded corners. And Luke, I don't know if you know what a rounded corner is, but every time, even if I'm not like pushing snow in Fargo, and I like pull into a parking spot, I'm like, God damn it, there's a fucking rounded corner there. Jeremy would fire you over that. Not actually, but
yeah, we don't like rounded corners. We don't like rounded corners. They're, we're like, just take the extra 2 seconds and pull in and back drag out instead of swoop in.
Yeah.
Fine if it's like we're bulking stuff out around the corner, but if we're detailing, I want it perfect.
I want to see those curb lines.
Yeah, definitely.
So Jeremy, it seems like, I mean, just with Glacier, it keeps growing, right? And with the model, it's like, well, of course it is, because it's not going to stop snowing in Fargo and Moorhead, Minnesota. And but like your model of like, you can sub on, we'll take care of you, we'll take care of the rest of the work. Do you guys want to get bigger? Are you trying to dial it back? Like, what's the kind of the business plan for the next few years?
We've honestly talked about dialing back, but it's probably not going to happen. We always, we can kind of pick and choose our account or not. I don't want some brass, but we want the good zero tolerance accounts, and a lot of them will come to us. We don't, they'll come to us because they see what kind of job we do. So honestly, it's probably not by design, but we just keep growing just because we get these good accounts coming to us that want us, and we got to either buy more iron or we got to get more subs. So kind of do both every year. It seems like we'll get a couple more subs and we'll buy more iron. So
yeah. What are your biggest headaches right now then?
Honestly, employees, same as everybody else. It's trying to get good employees. I mean, obviously everybody sees all the equipment and stuff like that, but we got to have guys in that equipment. And it comes down to, like I say, I tell you guys, I don't care if I have the newest equipment, pay you whatever amount of money, they still got to show up. I mean, they still got to answer that phone call. And it's a part-time job for all these guys, for the most, it's a season,
Yeah.
part-time job. So we try to make it as lucrative as we can. And, we're pretty we're flexible. We have to be, because I can't tell somebody they have to come here. They just, they got to want to come here. So,
Yeah. Does the show rate or attendance drop a little bit as the season goes on? Or if there's a huge snowstorm, like on day 5, do those calls not be
In
answered all the
specific
time?
terms, 110 to 13, maybe.
yeah, that'll will happen where, I'll send, I got them, I hire guys, constantly hire guys. My phone, I think I have 100 guys just for my loader crew, 100
Wow.
guys, close to 100. And I'll send a mass text out, and, obviously I got my base crew. And once those guys either can't come or whatever, we fan out to everybody else. But it's tough. For this year, honestly, this year's been really good. The guys have been great. We've been pushing hard. They've been, they're making good money. We're making money. So this year's been a good start. But I don't know if we could keep it consistent, like snow every week to 10 days, I think the guys will like it. But if you get that long lapse, then you'll get guys that kind of forget about it, and then you call them and they're like, I don't want to do that.
Your subs like it, but maybe you're not employees.
Yeah. Subcontractors, they obviously want the extra income in the winter, and obviously that I would think employees would too, but some don't. Most of them are college kids. So
how do you put up? So 100 guys, we'll call them 100 base guys. How do you put up with that many personalities? Are a lot of them return people? I remember you talking on Brian's podcast about how you reach out to a lot of the ag-based college kids or people in that industry, because usually they don't have a lot to do. How many new guys do you guys think you take on every year?
Oh, I'll probably take probably 20 to 30 new guys every year at least, probably more than that. Honestly, I try to get egg kids. We're in an egg country here, so I don't really advertise too much. I try to, but it's more or less word of mouth. Guys a friend of a friend who pushed for us, or they'll see my Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and they want to come and join us, which is great. But honestly, I like the egg guys because they know equipment and they know what the stuff costs, and they know how to, they know how to run it usually. So
how do you pre-qualify?
Yeah, obviously, and honestly, some of my best guys have been guys that came here green as can be. They didn't run a loader or whatever, and teach them how to run a loader, and they're going to NDSU whatever freshman year. I've had a couple guys that some of my best employees, that never ran equipment before they got here, and you teach them how you want them to run it, and they do a great job, and they show up and want to work. So
do you guys have like a training day for like those new guys to where you're like, yep, come by, we'll show you kind of all the functions, kind of what we expect for pushing, obviously other than the PowerPoint?
Honestly, no. They come in, and I'll do them a quick walk through the shop, talk to them a little bit, and I'll tell them, I go, you guys want to come on by, and we'll go through. I give them the invite whenever they're convenient for them to come to me, and we'll teach them the loader, whatever, on whatever day. I don't have like a specific day, I guess you want to say, but yeah, we'll definitely train them. But it's like I always tell them, I can tell you all day long how to run this loader and stuff, but you're going to run it however you're going to run it once you're in the seat. Obviously, and I will correct it if I see you're doing it wrong, but at least that's been my philosophy for how many years now, and it seems to be working, I guess. So
yeah,
I got a great core of guys. If they see somebody doing something wrong, they'll let them know too. How guys are in the field. They might jump them, but not jump them like mean. They're just gonna tell them what's up.
Yeah.
Chase always jumps on me. We gotta jump on him back. Just kidding. Sorry, Luke.
Jeremy, do you have a limit on hours that people can work, or do you ever have somebody that's trying to work too many hours and like trying to make too much money, where you have to just send them home?
Absolutely not. I've never sent anybody home.
Other than Jeremy, no.
Right.
Yeah. No, I will never send anybody. Unless I see them falling asleep at the wheel. But honestly, I've told guys before, we get the long storms. We'll be going 25, 30 some hours, and a lot of my guys will do it. I don't force them to be out there, but I'll try to have backups, and they're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, well, if you need to take a nap, go take a nap for a while. And, you know,
Yeah.
I give them the option. I'm not going to, if they're, I mean, you can say it's safe or unsafe, but I mean, honestly, my base crew is, I'll put them against anybody. Those guys will kick ass over anybody, I think.
Yeah.
They run hard.
Yeah, you've seen it firsthand, Luke.
Oh
They
yeah.
they don't want to give their loaders them, honestly. I don't think they want to get out of their loaders.
No, yeah, no,
somebody
they
else.
don't. I don't think they want anyone just in them. You know, they're very
No.
particular, which is another cool thing. Like you hop in them and they're spotless. If anything is out of place, like they have pens on the sides of like the little holders, and if any of those are moved, oh, hell's breaking loose. They're pissed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Honestly, all of our loaders, or a lot of the guys, jump into loaders. The boots come off at the door. They're in the stocking feet, or they have slippers in there.
Yep.
And I mean, they always say it's life changing to push in your stocking feet or whatever. It's like, I mean, they want their loaders are their home, so they're clean as can be. And yeah, and they all get on a big party call, and that's what I always tell my guys: if you're not having fun, then it's probably time for you to leave, because it's.
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there with your buddies for the most part. Even if you don't know each other, by the end of the season, all these guys are buddies, and
They're all having fun together.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And even a lot of the subs, I feel like mesh really well with that core group too.
Oh, definitely.
I won't say all of them, but I would say probably most of them. You know, I don't know all the subs, so I can't speak for them, but I have a good take on most of them.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, all of our subs are great subs. They all get along, and we honestly, whatever they need, we'll do, and we'll give subs extra work. I mean, we could do a lot of extra work ourselves with all of our equipment, but we know you guys got to eat too. So we'll you know, if we give you our subs a lot, we pretty much hand that lot to you, and that's your lot to take care of. I mean, on a day like today, and there's nothing going on, we could go do it with all of our stuff, but we're gonna still give that work to our subs, because that's their lot, and you know, they need to eat too. So
Definitely.
Yeah. Luke, I'm curious from your point of view, you know, I think a lot of people listening have owned a construction company for maybe 2, 3, 4 years and are very new, and I've seen a lot of them dive into snow just by themselves and like try and figure it out. Like, I mean, it sounds to me, help me understand why they wouldn't go sub out under a bigger company. It just seems like it's easier to just jump in, dive into their system. They already have their processes, make some money, and then you kind of figure out whether that's the direction you want to go or not. Like, why wouldn't you do that compared to like trying to start it all yourself?
That's kind of a tough question, right? Because I wouldn't just tell you to go to a big company and sub on with them, because I've heard horror stories from the Fargo area to where these companies that, you know, other than Glacier, they do take subs on, but they don't treat their subs like Jeremy just said, right? Either they're having them out for the main stuff, but they're not having them out for anything else, and their equipment just sits at home, right? So that doesn't make sense. I've never done it on my own, so I don't know the whole process of, you know, I don't know how to bid snow. I don't want to bid snow. I'd rather just get my hourly rate from the Glacier guys. They tell me, hey, snow's coming on Thursday. Have your guys ready. Have crews ready. Perfect. Sounds good. Snow's Thursday. Jeremy calls you at 2. Hey, get your guys rolling by 3. No problem. Sounds good. You know, it's as simple as that. The biggest thing with subbing, you just have to be present, right? You want to be able to help them because they're trying to help you too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say just go sub with anybody, because I know that doesn't work. I've heard stories from other from companies in town to where they just piss people off, and it doesn't. I feel like it kind of tarnishes the subcontractor's name, but that's with any contracting business. Obviously, there's good and bad.
honestly,
Hopefully that answers your question.
if I speak up here, like Luke, we tell you straight out. I mean, you're going to make more money if you go on your own. I mean, I mean, obviously you're going to make more money to go on your own if you don't sub, but you also have to worry about all the other stuff that we take care of. So that's why we try to make it as easy as and seamless as possible for our subs. But so that's kind of where we sell our sub. I mean, we give plows to our subs, and we charge them a rate, like a minimal rate to use our plows, like minimal, and for what a plow costs nowadays. But yet then they don't have to go buy a plow. We take the expense of the plow, and all they have to do is, you know, if something breaks, they'll fix it, or cutting edges or something like that. So that's what we try to make it somewhat lucrative for subs, if you want to say that, I guess. I know you said you don't make money as a sub on your last podcast, Luke, but
we don't. We're just, I mean, we do it obviously to supplement guys. We're
Right.
in it to keep equipment moving and guys getting their hours, right?
make payments.
You obviously make money on it, otherwise you wouldn't be doing it. But it's not, like you said, if you go out on your own, yeah, you can make more money. But for that, it's not, to me, it's not about making money, right? It's about just keeping things moving, keeping guys happy, giving the guys their hours, and then rolling in the springtime. One thing I did want to touch on that kind of was a good topic, and Luke, maybe this can tie in a little bit as well, is I know people ask me all the time, Don even asked me this year, Luke, why are you subbing with us? You can go make more doing it your own. And I remember when I first started, I just had my skid. I used Glacier and I told people I subbed with them, and I feel like I got work from them or from other people because they knew the Glacier name and they knew the work that kind of revolved around them and what they do. And it almost put me into, well, if they accept you to do work with them, then we'll definitely trust you to do our work as well. So I feel like that kind of helped accelerate my growth. And that's why I'm loyal to those guys. I have no intention of doing our own snow ever. That's, obviously my case. I'm sure there's other people that have different cases, but that's where I'm at. So, that was a good topic. Okay, Jeremy, I want to take it back. I want you to get a little deep on us here. Back to the loyalty part, to where Don called you and said, yep, we got a spot for you. Come on back. You said you guys were obviously smaller than you were now, 12, 15 years ago. I've said it multiple times. Everybody that thinks Glacier thinks of Jeremy. They think of you kind of at the forefront, right? And from what I've seen, you are the guy, and obviously there's behind the scenes stuff as well, but you're the guy to where they tell you to jump and you ask how high. And I feel like that is how you guys have grown exponentially. Having someone like yourself at the forefront, taking on those challenges. I remember when that storm over Christmas, we were out at the hospital and you were banging against the curb. And I think you were falling asleep when we were on the phone, and you're like, yeah, man, I've been out for like 48 hours. And I was like, holy shit, good for you. And he's like, hey, it's got to get done. So kind of walk us through, your mentality on that side of things, to where I know what I want to achieve. What were like some of your driving factors, and how did you play into what Glacier wanted? What did they present to you that was like 100%, I'm in, I'm going to give you everything I have?
Well, I guess I've always been a worker. I'm not afraid to work. My off season, I'll go work on the farm I love running equipment and stuff like that. So I'm not afraid to work. And when I came out with Don, and we seemed like we just kept growing every year, I don't even know if it's my choice. We just kept growing with the counts we were getting and stuff. And he would say, can we do this? Jeremy, can we do this? I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm not going to say no to anything. We're going to make money. Let's go make money. Obviously, I want to be the biggest and best there is, because that's just my mentality, is that you got to grow. You got to grow, but you got to be able to do the work too. I mean, we'll take on a lot of work, but we do have to be able to manage the work. And obviously, there's been years where we've been stretched where we probably don't have enough equipment, but we always figure it out and get it done. I mean, it's just my mentality is that I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. I mean, my mentality is that if we're working, my guys are out, I'm out. I'm not going to leave if my guys are out. I mean, that's Don always tells me, go home, get sleep, go home. I'm like, yeah. He still says this day, we've been together for what, I don't know how many years, 15 plus years now. And he'll still tell, you got to get sleep, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, when are you going to work? Just stop saying that. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to get this shit done. That's just, I'm not quitting until the job is done. And he'll always say, we'll take care of him. Like, yeah, I know, but I have a hard time letting shit go. That's probably one thing I really got to work on, is delegating more, trusting other people to do stuff. And they do fine. It's just my mentality of, I feel like I have to be there, which I don't. And I know I don't, but I think I'm getting better in the last couple of years, where I'm letting a little more stuff go, but I can always work on a lot more than what I've been doing, I guess. So
You just
always
know
got to grow a little bit, and
right. And it's hard to obviously you can trust other people doing it, but you knowing it and doing it for so long, you don't want it compromised, right? And people do make mistakes. It's just part of human nature. But when you've been at it so long, you know those mistakes, and you can probably spot them out a little bit easier to where you like that control. I totally get that.
Yep, and it's it could be my ego. I don't know. It's just I like to be in charge. I like to be in control, and like I say, I think I'm getting better at letting stuff go, but it's still hard and it's a very slow process. But I have a lot of people I've been leaning on lately, and they've been telling me to let stuff go. And there's been a couple nights for hauling, and I'm all time hauling, and I've actually got home before hauling's done, which is kind of I just don't. I do it, but I don't really like it. It kind of goes against my guys are out, I'm out deal, and I've done it a few times. It's not doesn't sit well with me, but it really should, because I trust my guys. My guys are great. They can handle anything. They don't, I could run this from, me and Don talk. I mean, I could run the show from Hawaii, on my phone, whatever.
Mhm.
So, which I've done that before. I mean, I was at the NFR a couple years ago, and there was no snow in forecast, and I flew to Vegas to go to the national finals, and next thing you know, we got 2 inches of snow. So I'm running it from my phone at the rodeo, telling guys where to go. I mean, it's fine, but it's like you can't enjoy any off season. Or, you can't
Correct.
enjoy it when you did. So, but yeah, as far as your question goes, I always say yes, we'll do it, we'll get it done, I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. That's the way I've always been with with the Glacier here, and I think that's what helped us grow. And we're just we don't quit.
Yep.
We don't have. I can say this, I don't know how to word it, but if it's in the snow, you don't have you have like one chance to get it right. I mean, you can't say, "Oh, my equipment's down. I'll come in tomorrow and take care of that." No, that's not going to work.
No.
You have to figure out that night how to get that done to make that client happy. So you don't have time. I mean, nobody expects it, or no one will accept an excuse from you as a snow contractor. You just have to figure.
Have you ever had any of that like example happen to where it's like everything against the wall, we're fucked, but you still got it done?
Oh yeah, numerous times.
Give us an example.
Oh, we've had equipment go down. We've had a few loaders go down at night, and we're like, how the hell we can get this done? We're, and then you start pushing on the guy. You guys got to move. You got to move. And come 6, 7 a.m., the guys somehow got it done, which you wouldn't have thought they got it done. No. Or we'll pile drive. You've seen what we'll do. We'll bring every loader to a lot if we have to.
Oh yeah. You'll have 28 of them for a span of however many feet that is. With the pushers.
I mean, obviously, once in a while we do that for fun, but it's. I mean, it is what it is. We ask why you can do it. We do it because we can. I mean, but I mean, yeah, there's been times like ice storms where stuff is iced up and we haven't got the salters out, and it's been really bad at times where, or you think it's going to be really bad, but at the end we somehow get it done. I mean, somehow everybody bands together and we figure it out. It's kind of, I don't know, magical how we get it done. It's weird sometimes. You're like, there's no way we're going to get this done, and somehow we get it done.
It's the team that you guys have built. It's the value that you bring, and everybody has played into that value, and they all believe it.
Oh, definitely. We're nothing without our team of guys and subs. I mean, they're what make us who we are. I mean, obviously we got to lead them, but besides that, they got to do their job, and they do it great. So
yeah, and like you said, Jeremy, I mean, you can have all the equipment in the world, you can have the coolest business, but if you have nobody to operate that equipment, I mean, you're screwed.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm worried, honestly, down the road here. Once I got this core group of guys that I love these guys, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. And they're all getting older and they're getting families and married and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if these guys will go to war for me anytime.
No.
What I'm gonna do when they all. I mean, obviously every year we get more guys, and more guys will start taking their roles, but it's nerve-wracking, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
Helicopter Ben just got married. Hopefully he sticks around a little bit longer. Luke, if you only knew what Helicopter Ben stood for, you would probably laugh a lot.
Honestly, I think I have one idea that's in my head just from wrestling, and so That's
Yeah. Wow. I don't know why you have that from a wrestling, but
well, it was from Jarrett, so that's all I've got in my
there you
brain
go.
right now.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, yeah. Oh, fuck. That's funny. I gotta.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So Jeremy, we're talking a lot about, the equipment, talking a lot about your guys, winter months, obviously. As you transition like into the summer months, like I'm assuming that's your off season there. Like, what does that look like? And how do you what do you do with the equipment? Because you even have, plows, you've got these loaders. Like, do you use that during the summer at all? Or do you just kind of prepare for the next winter?
We mainly prepare, 100% we prepare for the next winter. We have a mechanic in the shop. He goes through every loader. He goes through every plow. And we strip them all down. If they got rust or anything, we try to take care of that, paint everything. I mean, go through everything. For the most part, yeah, summers are just getting ready for the next winter. And off season, we have a few mower crews that'll mow. I do dust control on gravel roads and stuff in the summer, just to keep guys busy. We try to work 4 days a week, take Fridays off, just because in the winter we're on call 24/7 all winter. So
Right.
summers we try to relax a little bit, but it seems like they just keep getting busier and busy too. But,
Yeah.
No, because you guys are what, 2 dust control guys now?
We'll have
Or
2
3?
spray trucks this year, and then nurse trucks. We'll have 3 trucks running this summer hopefully. So
That's a good
yeah.
fleet, because it was just you like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we just got a nurse truck last year, I think, or a year and a half ago. Yeah, but it was supposed to be, like we said, it's summertime. It's supposed to be kind of a relaxed time, but it's
It's not.
dust control's getting bigger, and I don't know. It just gets, you don't want to turn work down. I mean, you want to make money, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
you gotta go, and we have the equipment. So as far as the loaders, they'll sit. I always tell everybody they just hibernate all summer, and everybody just kind of drops their jaws and like, how can you have that sit? And like, it works for us, so that's what we do. So
Yeah.
Definitely. So all in the mowing side, you guys just do that for certain clients, right? You don't go out and actively seek. It's just more of like, hey, you're a yearly contract. We'll take care of you yearly, so you don't have to deal with another company, right?
correct. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just take care of some yearly stuff. I mean, we're not gonna go mow a bunch of we're not mowing any residentials, and we're not that kind of mowing crew where we're pristine. We're, as Don always says, we're kind of like pasture mowers. Well, just knock it down. So,
Coming
Knock it down.
Don is coming from the beekeeper. I think every time I go in and talk to him, he always is like, Luke, I was a beekeeper, right? I'm like, yes,
Oh,
Don. I think you've told me that about 60 times now, but yes, tell me the beekeeping story. How was it?
Oh yeah, he likes the bees. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Don is good. Another kind of question. So risk reward, right? How do you guys kind of manage your contracts, right? Are you, like you said, you kind of pick and choose which ones you guys want, but are there others like in town that that you actively want to try to get? Or again, like you said, do they just kind of come to you all the time?
Well, I don't want to say they'll come to us, but obviously there's a lot that are up for bids, and we'll put up. We have specific parameters we want for our customers, where we want a zero tolerance. We're the snow professionals, so honestly, we don't want somebody telling us, we're going to go at 1 inch, 2 inch, whatever. We're not going to do that. We're the professionals. If it's a half inch of snow, we're rolling, or less. It depends on what it looks. How it is look. And everybody thinks they're crazy for that. But that's why everybody thinks we must get like 150 inches of snow every year. That follow me on all the social media, because they see all of our stuff out all the time. Well, we're definitely zero tolerance company, where we want, we got a lot of liability out there.
Mhm.
A lot of slip and fall and stuff like that. So I mean, that's a lot of customers will see, here's our lot, here's the neighbor's lot. They're like, well, we want our lot to look like theirs. So that's how we get a lot of our accounts. We're like, well, Glacier does that lot, so that's how we're gonna do. And to be honest, we've changed. I don't want. Well, I can brag about ourselves. We deserve it. I mean, we changed how snow in this town is done. I mean,
Mhm.
Glacier is, everybody's followed what we do. I mean,
Everyone tries to mimic you guys, I feel like.
yeah. So
No.
I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, no one was ever out under an inch of snow. No one in this town was ever out. Now you look out, half inch of snow, whole town's out pushing. I mean, nobody did.
That's common ground now, I feel like.
Yeah.
Once you get a half, obviously an inch now, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's North Dakota, but everybody wants the lots to look like it's Arizona, you know, it's pavement, you know, all the time. So that's just the way it is. And I think I guess it's supposed to be a compliment. It is a compliment that everybody kind of follows you, but it's like, damn, you know, that's our gig, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you can try to imitate it, but a lot of the times you can't, right? A process is so refined that it is very tough to duplicate.
Right.
So.
Definitely.
Yeah. And there's so much value in like telling your clients like how, or your contracts, how it's going to go. This is what we do and this is why, because you are the experts in your in snow. And so we do the same thing with, marketing, and I know Luke does the same thing in his business. It's like you have to take that stand of like, this is how it's going to be. It's not because I'm being rude. It's because we do this every single day and we know what we're doing. So you have to just trust it. If you don't want to do it that way, like there's probably another company you can work with. And I think that just helps, like you said, the zero tolerance, the liability you have working with all these companies. It's just, you need to do it a certain way every single time. And just like setting those expectations. Do you feel like you're ever like softer on those expectations any certain year, or is it pretty like rigid each and every year? And have you been pretty consistent with keeping that up?
No, we're pretty rigid. To be honest, we've had a few accounts that are like I said, we don't like to take on inch or 2 inch minimums, but we have some national accounts that are like that. If it's a 2 inch minimum, we're not supposed to touch it. We'll hit it at an inch because we're anal. We don't want our name on that lot to look like that. As dumb as that sounds, where maybe we might not get paid for it or whatever. I mean, obviously we'll make our case to whoever. And we've had accounts this year that was like a 2 inch minimum, and we're like, the managers are like, no, this ain't gonna work, because we're like, we can't touch it until it's that. And so they changed it 2 weeks into the season to, you guys just do what you need to do, do it however you want to do it, just because we are the professionals. And that's, we're not gonna screw a customer. We're just gonna do our job, honestly.
Right.
So and we're gonna do our job to the best we can. We don't want to take advantage of anybody, but we're gonna do our job correctly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So
you have an expectation, and you don't want that to be based off of somebody else's rules,
right?
In a way. Okay. No, I mean,
that. there's some, like I say, there's some accounts where you can't do it. We have, I don't want to name them, but there's a few where like, we'll just, it's national companies. They're just, some are good, some are just, I mean, they're all okay, I guess, but some of the rules are just ridiculous. But well,
no, definitely. And I know this can be kind of a generic answer to this too, but I'm sure people could probably get some info from you on this. If you were to, what advice can you give people in the snow world, right? What advice can you give them to say, is it set your expectations, try to bring those expectations to clients, and then execute? Or give us some like bases for people wanting to get in the game on how they can start on their own snow.
Starting on our own snow? Yeah. Honestly, Glacier started with a skid steer and a pickup. So you starts small, and you just you start getting your accounts that you want. You got to start small. Honestly, right now, if you're going to get in snow, residential, I know you in residential.
I hate residential.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do it, but there's a lot of money to be made in residential if you want to do it. But especially right now, there's some big holes in the residential area right now in town. But
there is.
But if you start small and then you start with your customers, just whatever you tell them, just back it up. I'm gonna be here every time for this. Do it for the amount you're gonna tell them. Just be honest with them and up front. And you just honestly, your name will start growing, and you can start. Or even like if you want to sub on to like a company like us for a few years till you get then you get some contacts and stuff like that. A lot of guys have done that. They've subbed for us for a few years, and they'll go off on their own. We don't judge them for that. I mean, you guys can do what you need to do for yourselves, but it's honestly just gotta back up what you say you're gonna do, and and let your name speak for itself. To be honest, I mean,
On the bidding side, and again, these can be generic as well. For like just a big pool, do you guys do a lot of like hour minimums, or is it like, hey, we are going to bid this lot off of how long it'll take us?
we'll give the client probably 3 options. We can do a seasonal, we can do an hourly, or we can do a per time. We'll give them three or 4 options, or we can do like a 1 to 3 and 3 to 6, or we can do stuff like that, because we kind of know what our numbers are, what we can get done per hour, per machine, and we can track, the square footage. So, obviously there's a little play in there, but honestly, we'll give them different options, whatever they feel comfortable, with the seasonal, or per hour or per time.
Yep.
Per times are nice, but a lot of guys don't do per times around here. So
I was going to say that per time doesn't seem very common, and especially a lot with like, yep, we'll do this for our hourly rate, but here's your minimum hourly, because then I feel like whoever it is, they're like, well, if you were here 5 minutes and you're charging me an hour, that doesn't make any sense.
well, yeah, I mean, you have to have a minimum. I mean, that.
Correct. Yeah, you do.
It's just for your equipment. I mean, time to get there, fuel, everything, manpower you have. I mean, there's just got to be a minimum charge for this stuff. I mean, you can't charge somebody 5 minutes and you're not gonna make any money that way. So
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
Correct.
per times are nice. I think per times are. I mean, we have some per times, but it's a lot of. I think a lot of per times are an East Coast thing's a pretty big thing out there. So what I've heard from a lot of guys, but those are nice too. I mean, it's hard to sell guys on that too.
I could see why that would be a harder sell. So with equipment getting as expensive as it is this where you guys maybe are trying to find better deals on used stuff at all? Or are you like, nope, we want to push more subs to come on? What's a new loader probably next year? A new 926 is going to be what, 250, 260?
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah. If he likes you, 265.
Oh yeah, exactly. And not even gonna have that deal.
Yeah.
No, lower prices are getting ridiculous, obviously. So obviously we went with a Volvo. We went with a couple of Volvos this year. Their price compared to our Cat and a Deer was substantially less, and for about the same machine. And honestly, my guys like those new Volvos we got. I mean, I'm not, just pushing Volvos. I'm just saying, price wise, yeah, it's becoming a big thing. So we're not afraid to try different equipment. I mean, we'll try anything. I mean, I don't care what color it is. It comes in here and it's going to push snow. Let's do it. I mean, as long as you got some service to back it up, something happens. But
yeah, service.
I mean,
service is a big thing.
Yeah, service is huge. But Luke, it's the price tag is getting ridiculous. And,
I feel like that's going to put it's going to kind of turn people off on a lot of, I won't even call it the bigger stuff, but the bigger machines, right? They're going to condense down into smaller, more affordable. And I don't know if that'll affect pricing in the area at all, just because it is getting so expensive and it's so tough to buy the new stuff that, I don't know. I don't know what the outlooks look like. So again, I'm not behind the logistics side of things. I'm just a phone call away and get your ass out there. Sounds good.
Prices are a big thing. Obviously we're going to have to go up. I mean, price tags go up and all this equipment. Something's got to go up. Everything else in life is, groceries are going up, everything. So, I mean, honestly, it seems like people don't expect us to go up as we should go up, obviously, because we're performing a service. It's like everybody else, but we're kind of the neglected service for people don't give a shit about. Yeah.
Nobody wants to pay a snow removal bill.
No, nobody cares about snow at all. I mean,
until they have a lawsuit.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a lot. We could have this lot 100% or 99.9% clean. If we miss a little nub over here, they're going to call you in that nub. They're not going to call you and tell you, God, you guys did a great job. But they'll call you and say, oh, you missed the nub in the back corner there. Can you come get that? Which obviously we should have done, but people make mistakes. So
what is the saying? You can do 99 of the thing, or you can do the thing 99% correct but people will remember the 1% over the 99% every day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think
That's
I've
what
heard
we-
Don say that like 10 times. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
we preset our meeting all the time. We call it
Yep.
the what 5% rule or something like that. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's yeah, you do everything great, but you miss one little thing. They're gonna let you know. They're not gonna tell you you did a good job. I mean, it's kind of nice. We've gotten a few emails and stuff that tells you you did a great job or whatever. Those are really nice. I think we actually might even frame those because they're so rare. Because nobody actually tells you you do a good job. So, but
Yep.
I think we do a good job, or I know we do a good job. I mean, obviously we're all human. We might miss a
Yeah.
fire door, or we might miss something here and there. So,
Yep. But you'll always go back and fix it and all that stuff. Yeah.
oh yeah, definitely.
And I got one last question here, Luke. What is something that you can tell people that are looking for positions like yours? You know, obviously not your position, but this can be very generic as well. You know, somebody that is with another company, they maybe don't have that long-term vision, maybe that you were presented with when you started with Glacier. You know, what are some things to look for? And then how do they capitalize on that? You know, how can they make the best position of that? Like, if that makes sense. Maybe I can reword that a little bit better.
I would say honestly, if you're in a company, just show them. I mean, show them that you wanna grow with the company. Show them that this company means something to you. Be willing to put in the long hours if you have to. I mean, don't say no. I mean, I never say no. I mean, me and Don might butt heads on some things, you know, where he sees it one way and I see another, but I'm not a yes man. I will stand up for what I think is what I think needs to be done or whatever. So I mean, don't always have you gotta have your own backbone, but
Mhm.
obviously be willing to put in the work, show whoever that, you're in this for the long haul, you're in it for the company. Um, honestly, that's what I did. I just don't say no, and just be willing to put the time and effort in and show that I mean, I put everything into this company. There's, I mean, I'll stay here nights, whatever, don't matter. I do what I need to do. And obviously not everybody's gonna be like me and do that. I mean, a lot of times I do too much, I think, or something, or people tell me that.
Yep.
But obviously for the most part, just gotta show that you want to be here, you want to grow, and you're willing to do whatever it takes, and just show that whoever that's what you're here for, I guess.
If you were in that position, that was, say you were Don, right? And you were looking for somebody to show you, what are you looking for, right? What are you looking for out of that person? Is it, staying late, asking to watch the equipment? Is it asking questions about how everything is logistically? Is it, examples that way? What are some specific things?
I'd want somebody that's gonna, I guess, like you just said, I want somebody that's wants to learn the company inside and out, wants to learn, what it is to buy the equipment, whatever, to hire your employees, how to treat the employees. Let's talk about bidding. Let's learn every aspect of the company. Show me that you want to be here, and you're not just here for 5 minutes. You want to be here, so they'll want to invest in you. I want to invest in guys that want to be here. You can tell what guys don't. They're just kind of stopping by for a while.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can usually tell that pretty quick if they're in the snow long haul or they're not. I mean, obviously, snow games, it's a tough game. I mean, I missed quite a few Christmases or this and that, just because we do hospital and stuff like that where there is no, well, I'm sorry, we'll be here after you get done opening gifts and stuff like that. It's you just got to work. I mean, it sucks. I mean, for your family and stuff, but it's part of the game. That's kind of what you sign up for.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's, it's more than just snow on that too, right? If you do want to excel to where you're at, you really do have to put in the hours. It doesn't matter if it's snow, if it's lawn care, if it's any kind of business, right? If you want to excel, you have to be present and you have to make that known.
Yep, for sure. Doesn't matter what it is, snow, lawn, like you said, anything. It's you got to show them you're to make a commitment to the company. Obviously, you don't want to be, you still want to have a life too, which I probably don't. This is my life.
Mhm.
That's where I might have done some things wrong with that where I should have, you know, not been here as much, but that's just, it's nobody's fault but my own. That's just my personality where
Yep.
I'm always think I need to be here to take care of shit, which I don't, but
Yep.
So
Definitely. No, good advice. And again, I think that's universal advice as well, because I'm the same. If I know that you're invested in me, I'm going to invest in you. If you ask me, what do you charge for this? What do you charge for that? And if I'm putting that trust in you, that tells that person, I want you to stick around. I want you to learn this. I want you to grow with us. So no, I agree.
definitely.
Yeah, Luke, that was like a perfect topic because I think it was the last podcast we talked a lot about that of as an employee, what can you do to kind of take that next step and go above and beyond, and just tying these all together has been really cool to watch.
Mm-hmm. I think there is a lot more that can be done that people don't really think about. You know, they're very, very surface level on how they see the growth, but they don't want to get below the surface level. And maybe it's because they might think they're overstepping, but I don't think any employer, anybody in a high management position will ever tell somebody that they're overstepping if they genuinely want to know something about the company, if they genuinely want to learn. If their motive is, you know, not to grow with the company, or if like, hey, I'm just going to learn this for myself, break off, I feel like you can usually tell that as well. You know, you can usually tell the people that are for you and then are maybe there for the wrong reasons. Jeremy, right? Have you noticed that before or seen that at all?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Yep. That's pretty easy to see, honestly.
Very easy to see. Very easy to see.
Yeah.
So I feel like the business owner or whoever it is, they should be able to feel that out or smell that out pretty quickly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I've said, I love Don. Don's like family. I mean, he's been great to me in every aspect, and he's never asked anything of me. I just do it because I know it needs to get done. He's the one that's always pushing me to, you know, leave, do something different, you know, or, you know, and I just know this job needs to be done and I got to get it done one way or another. So
Where'd you get your work ethic from? Did you grow up on a farm?
yep, grew up on a farm. I suppose my father, yeah, he always worked. I mean, he's worked nonstop. So I'm guessing, you know, I got it from him for the most part. So he'd go from his full-time job to go help whoever else, you know, too. So I guess watching him do it, and I guess want to make money. I guess I like money. So
You obviously have kids as well. How did, like, your expectations for your kids? You know, how do you try to show them how to work?
honestly, by example, I have a daughter that's 19 now. My boy's 13, and he's been here and there. You know, he came a lot more when he was younger. Now he's, you know, with his buddies a lot more now. But
Yep.
I mean, he loves the equipment, and I mean, I got a picture in my office of him. I think he's, what is he, 7? He's running a 721 case loader with the blower on him all by himself. I'm out there taking a picture of him. You know,
Love that.
I mean, that's probably one of my favorite pictures, watching him do that. But obviously, he's more involved in sports and stuff, so he doesn't come around as much as I would like him to do. I mean, but as far as just watching me work, and which probably isn't the greatest either. Like I've said, I think I work too much. Now that I'm actually seeing, I probably work too much, but that's kind of how I'm made. So I'm trying to back off, but not doing great at it. So
Tough to back off.
Yeah.
No, I get that. And especially just from seeing it firsthand to how you guys operate, I feel like I would have a hard time in a way. I don't know. Obviously, everybody has a different mentality when it comes to work. And when you put so much time into it, like you have, Jeremy, I would have a hard time backing off too, I feel like.
Right.
So
And here's a quick example. Like a couple years ago, we had you know, Casey came on board a couple years ago with us, and he was a subcontractor. He came full time on board with us, and you know, with a sub, like, you know, you just come and go when we call you.
Yep.
I remember him saying directly, he's like, I didn't know you guys did this much shit between snows, how much stuff there was to do, and when it's not snowing, how much you had to do. He's like, this is ridiculous. You know, he was like, it's between, all you see is the snow part, but there's so much leading up to the snow that, you know, all the equipment doing all the little callbacks you get for this or that, little knick-knack stuff. It just takes a lot of time and effort and manpower. So there's a lot out behind the scenes stuff nobody actually ever sees or knows about, but a lot of stuff's got to get done for this operation to move.
Oh yeah, a lot of office work I can imagine too. Just when I think of like hauling, how many different companies you guys have hauling with you guys, and still you're like, I need more trucks. I need more trucks. You could have 7 different companies out there, and each of them have 2. I can't imagine trying to track down all of those haul sheets. Getting all of their hours, the loader guys operated, or hours. Everything is tablet with you guys now, so hopefully that's a little bit easier to track. But I mean, yeah, nobody sees that behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, the tablets really helped out for us with the tablets. I mean, if they work right, which we got GPS and everything in tablets, so that helps. But trucking wise, that's all still manpower. That's all just handwritten stuff on the guys, and I try to keep track of all the trucks. And like that one night, I think I had 36 trucks hauling that one night for us, and yeah, that's a lot of shit.
A lot to keep track of. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a good time. I love watching all that equipment roll, and I like to show our shit off. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, we've earned it. We put in the work, and honestly, everybody said, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, I want to get it. Part of the reason why I bring that many loaders, that many trucks, I want to get the shit done. I mean, I want to get it done in a hurry. I want to get it done for myself. I want to get it done for the clients. I mean, I can milk it out for days for a couple subs so they make more money, but that's not going to help the clients or ourselves. So let's just get it done. So that's what my mentality is. I want to get it done fast. I want to get it done efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially with those like weird clippers that you get at 3-4 a.m. And things got to be cleared by 7. Yeah, then it's turn it up and let's go.
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, well, I think that's a podcast, boys.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Jeremy, what a show, man.
Here's Luke to your non-alcoholic whiskey and beer that you're having.
Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We didn't ask Jeremy what he was drinking. Jeremy, what are you having tonight?
I got a Tito's 7.
Tito's.
I'm a vodka guy.
Wow, good for you.
There we go. Yeah, and shout out to James at the Innovative Cup. Looking good.
Yeah.
Is James ever coming back to push this year again?
He said he was this year, but we'll see if he comes. And I got another guy. I've had multiple guys reach out. They want to come, and I'm like, I don't know when it can say 8 inches and we get 0. So I'm like, I got guys in Virginia, guys from New York. They want to come out. I'm like, hey, anybody wants to come out? Come on out. I'll take the waiver. I'll take the free waiver. So
if James comes out, you have to strip his over with permit again, so he gets pulled over. That's got to be like a tradition if he comes.
Oh yeah, that was it. I remember I was driving down south, and he calls me, and I got pulled over. I'm like, what the? And I was like,
yeah,
that's the loader we just got, because we had another loader. And I think he was on a loader. I think he was on a lineup of like 8 loaders who were on the road, and the fucker picked one loader out that doesn't have a permit. It was fucking James. And so I cruised down there, and I'm like, just give me the ticket. I said, this guy's from Connecticut, and he actually let us off, which he should have, because we didn't have time to even get they weren't even open to get an over with permit. You can't even do it online.
I was pumped about that because I didn't have my over with at that point, and he got stopped right off 52nd. And I remember I cruised by and I saw him stop, and I'm like, he got James, not me. Hide me in the fucking thing. But I think they ended up finding us like the next day or something. And
you were in that group? You were in that loader group?
I wasn't in that group. Those were all Glacier loaders. I was behind them. But I remember seeing him stopped, and I was like, hell yeah, not me. But he got me the next day.
I hate those permits. This is a waste of money.
It is. I agree. It's $150 to drive down a road. Let me just drive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yet you'll see a telehandler go on the road with a 10-foot basket, and they don't have a permit.
Correct.
It's, I don't know. It's just
City of Fargo, Fargo, if you're listening, shape it up.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Just free money for them. I mean, yeah, you know what they cost. So and if you get a ticket, you can't just pay the ticket. You got to go to court for it.
Correct. Yep. But yeah, if James comes, you got to rip his over with off so he can get pulled over again.
I'll do that for sure. I'll even call the officer. I don't know a couple of Fargo cops. I'll say, come pull this guy over.
Hey, I saw an over with permit. He didn't have one. Pull him over.
I'll call Schumann up, tell him to come get him.
Oh, that's good. That is good. Well, cheers to a not dry January. we're clearly not having a dry January right now, but for the snow, we are having a dry January right now. So let's hope that shapes up.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks again, Jeremy.
Thank you guys.